Texting. Good evening, boys and girls. It is a frothful Friday, a free-form Friday, or should, in the case of the Boston Celtics, a free-falling Friday. I am the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio. Game 2, Celtics post-game. The Miami Heat have put the Celtics scrotum, if they have any, what's left of them in a vice grip. I've taken a commanding 2-0 lead with the series going back to Miami. Boston had a double-digit lead in the second half. They had a double-digit lead in the first half. They had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. Grant Williams, who had not played and we were pining to play and was doing fine until he decided to open his big fucking mouth, started talking trash to, of all people, Jimmy Butler. Of all people. Boys and girls, every time I think this team can't get any dumber, okay, they totally redeem themselves and prove me wrong. Every time I think this is as dumb or as stupid as they can get, they never cease to amaze me. From the moment Grant, who was playing a good game until that point, started yakking it up with Butler, Boston they were in the lead. I wouldn't say they were in control, but they were in the lead. After that point, 20-9 run to close the game, and most likely the Celtics season. I said last night with the redoubtable one here that if they lost this series, part of me was going to be happy about it, because you get what you deserve in life. And when you act the way this team continues to act, and it starts with Jaylen Brown, who pulled a no-show tonight, 7 of 23 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three, 2 horrendous turnovers. Poor shot. Just Jaylen Brown, just do the world a favor. You and Grant Williams, shut the fuck up. No one in Celtic Nation wants to hear anything out of your mouth again. Okay? Unless you hoist the O'Brien Trophy, don't say another fucking word. Either you or Grant Williams. Because honestly, every time you open your mouth, you put your size 13 right in it. Which is pretty tricky to do, given to find your mouth, they would have to go up your ass. Because that's where the rest of your head is. So that's a pretty neat trick you got going on there, Mr. Brown. Like the disappearing act you pulled today. I don't want to hear any more crap about how Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum showed up tonight, by and large. This wasn't Jason Tatum's fault. But the rest of the team, again, and the coaching, where was the Time Lord in the fourth quarter when you needed defense? He was nowhere to be found. Offensive rebounds. Bam Adebayo, I said before the series started, you have to keep this guy off the glass. Shall we recap, boys and girls, what Mr. Adebayo did on the glass tonight? For good measure. When the guy that can jump with him is on the bench in the fourth quarter, Adebayo was in the process of getting, how many rebounds did he end up with? He had 22 points. Adebayo. 22 points, 17 rebounds, 9 assists. Bam Adebayo missed a triple-double by 1 assist. Bam fucking Adebayo. Played 38 minutes. The Time Lord played 23 minutes. He had 13 points and 3 rebounds in that time. Al Horford, totally useless. 2 points, 4 rebounds, a minus 15. Brown was minus 24, Jaylen Brown. The Celtics did get 33 points from their bench. The problem is the Miami Heat got 42 points from theirs. Kyle Lowry was shut down, but some guy named Martin came off the bench, some small forward who went 11 for 16, 25 points off the bench, which offset the 13 and 11 by Brogdon and White. And Grant Williams did have 9 points, but again, he starts talking trash to Jimmy Butler, and the rest is history, and so are the Celtics. Unless, of course, they can win 2 games in Miami. That requires 2 things the Celtics don't have: pride and balls. Okay? I'm sorry. Brains. The problem is they have too much pride and not enough brains. Brains and balls. they got punked again. It's embarrassing to call these guys Celtics. They are an utter disgrace to the uniform. Somewhere Larry Bird is just throwing up in whatever he was eating for dinner. If Bill Russell is paying attention, he turned over in his grave tonight. Bob Cousy probably had a heart attack and passed on at watching that performance if he hasn't died already from what this team has done, put us through. Tom Heinsohn rolling over in his grave. I can go on and on about the utter disgrace and embarrassment to the uniform that this Boston Celtics current roster is. And again, it's not from a talent perspective, but they don't seem to want to learn that talent is 10% of basketball. If this were all about talent, Boston would be up 2-0. They're down 0-2 because that's all they are is talent. Talented, arrogant, entitled. That's a bad combination. And that combination never results in a championship, boys and girls. I said to you 2 weeks ago when they were two, I said somebody's going to get them. And it's going to be Miami, it looks like. Now, look. The problem, and there's a lot of them, but the big one is there's no one to check these guys. At least Udoka last year would demand defense, which would get them out of a lot of trouble. When push came to shove, he would make them, and he would hold them accountable for at least that much. Mazzulla doesn't even do that. So, and the Celtics had moments in this game where they looked like they were going to put these guys away, but then they'd do something stupid. Marcus Smart would have a dumb turnover. They'd take an ill-advised three when they should have gone to the basket and drove the dagger home. They kept leaving him in the game. And then Grant Williams did what Grant Williams does best. Do something stupid. Okay? I said it. He's tough, but he's stupid. He played tough, but he played stupid. I don't have a problem with him not backing down to Jimmy Butler, but don't start talking trash to him when you make one shot in his face. Jimmy Butler's a Hall of Famer, Grant Williams. You're not even a starter. Shut the fuck up. You have no business looking at that guy. Okay? And all you did was light a fire under the guy who was exhausted. Well, now they must go down to Miami and get not one, but two. I want to see the person stupid enough to lay that bet down. Oh, we have one. His name is Joel Russell, the fixture, who wanted me to point out that he is guaranteeing Boston winning this series. Same guy who guaranteed Philly was going to win Game 7, by the way. The same guy who thought Jerry West was better than Larry Bird. The Bob Cousy played against plumbers, and his favorite player is Jerry West, who played against Bob Cousy, which would make Jerry West a plumber. These are all the dots that this guy can't connect, and yet he can't connect the most obvious one. That when you get to this level, talent is the least important thing. It's all about smarts, fundamentals, and character. Look at the offensive rebounds late in the game. Look at the turnovers. Look at the shot selection. Look at the getting beat on backdoor cuts. Jaylen Brown, in one sequence, Jaylen Brown turned the ball over one and then got burned on a backdoor cut for a layup on the other. This guy wants a max contract. He got outplayed tonight by a guy most of America has never heard of. Okay? And that would be, what's his name? Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin, boys and girls. Caleb Martin, who came out of Nevada, in his third season, Nevada, that basketball powerhouse, Nevada. Not Nevada, Las Vegas, not the UNLV, just Nevada. He's a 9-point-per-game scorer, 4.8 rebounds. Solid off the bench. Solid player, but tonight he had 25. He totally outplayed Jaylen Brown, this guy. So I've been saying this for a year and a half. Okay? Most of you, green glass pom-pom waving, leprechaun licking, ass licking fucking bandwagoners who don't know jack shit about basketball, but just see the talent and think that that's all you need to win a championship, are learning a hard lesson, aren't you? Okay? And the team that you think is the poster for the game is 90% mental. I give you the Boston Celtics, a team that is 12 deep. That's so deep they have the 11th guy had a triple-double at 30 points, 14 assists, 11 rebounds, and he's 6'3". Guy behind him is a 6-time All-Star and a slam dunk champion. That's the end of their bench. And they're down 0-2 to a team who's missing its second leading scorer. And they lost both games at home. I can't even be mad anymore because, like I said to Tommy, he doesn't want to believe me. Part of me hopes they get swept because they deserve it. They fucking deserve it. And I will be able to spend the entire offseason calling them out for the complete and total frauds that they are. And they deserve that too. All they deserve right now, that team, those guys shouldn't be able to go anywhere in the city without getting laughed at. I mean that. There is no sympathy, there is no milk and cookies in Boston when you underperform and you're healthy. Okay? There is no milk and cookies in Boston. So these guys need to ask themselves a real question. And this is the real question, because this season is over. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and waste time talking about how this team has the talent to win 4 of the next 5, because that is all true, but that's 10% of the game. So unless they suddenly grow a brain in the next 48 hours, which I'm not betting on that, or Miami gets hurt, somebody gets hurt on the Miami Heat, like Adebayo or Jimmy Butler, Joe Mazzulla suddenly isn't going to outcoach Eric Spoelstra. That's not going to happen. So what are you pinning your hopes on? Jason Tatum's going to score 60 in Game 3? Jason Tatum could score 60 in Game 3 and the Celtics could still lose because the Celtics are still the stupidest fucking basketball team I've ever seen in my life. Jason Tatum had a hell of a game tonight. It didn't fucking matter because his teammates are all fucking idiots. They're all fucking retards, most of them. I'm not talking about Brogdon and Derek White. Those two, I get them. But Horford's too old and too slow. He shouldn't be covering out of Bayou. Grant Williams was doing a heck of a job. Mazzulla took him out and didn't play him in the fourth quarter. God knows why. When you need to keep Bam Adebayo off the glass, he's the guy that can actually do it and stay with him. And he was on the bench for Al Horford. Why? I don't get that at all. I love Al Horford, but he can't guard Bam Adebayo one-on-one. But he's just not quick enough. Okay, Embiid's not as quick as this guy. So he can stay in front of Embiid. He can't stay in front of this guy. But the Time Lord can. Where was he? Again, poor coaching. But that wasn't the nail in the coffin. The nail in the coffin was this team's inability. And I said it before, they were 0-4 in games decided by 3 points or less. Well, now it's 0-5. Actually, it's not that. It's still 0-4 because they won by 6, because they pulled away. But the Celtics get into close games and they poop themselves. Poop. I poop, you poop, we poop. He poop, they poop, we poop. That's the Boston Celtics. Poop. There is no Larry Bird on this roster. There is no Dennis Johnson on this roster. There is no Kevin McHale. There is no Robert Parrish. There is no Danny. Those guys had balls. Those guys had fucking balls big enough to put a dump truck, those guys. And those guys played hard. They played together, and they never panicked. Okay? Not these fucking clowns. These guys wet themselves the second they get into a tight game. Miss free throws, not boxing out, backdoor cuts on defense, not running guys off the 3. Stupid shit. Stupid JV level shit. They lose the same way every goddamn game. It's like literally, it's like putting in the same movie over and over and over again. And you know how it's going to end, but yet you keep watching it. So I'd like to say to the Boston Celtics, go fuck yourself. Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams in particular, go fuck yourself. Okay? You're frauds. You're absolute fucking frauds. You either win this championship or go play somewhere else. I don't give a shit how much talent Jaylen Brown has in his left pinky. Okay? Right now, he is a fraud. Fraud. He calls out the Boston Celtics fans. They are 10-11 in the last 21 home playoff games. That is the definition of anti-Celtic. Okay? When the Celtics, they wouldn't losing at home never happened. It never fucking happened. Okay? Never, especially in the playoffs. They've got 5 home playoff losses right now, boys and girls, in this playoff. They aren't winning shit. Because even if Miami gets hurt, banged up, and by some miracle they come back, which would be a miracle, they ain't winning this series. They're not beating Denver. You fucking watching Denver? Denver is smarter and more talented than Miami. Okay? No fucking way. This team is done, and deservedly so. And everywhere they go this offseason, they should be reminded by everyone who knows basketball just what a bunch of incredibly stupid fucks they are. They pissed away a golden opportunity to win a championship again. That's 2 in a row, boys and girls. That's 2 in a row for this overrated, overhyped, arrogant, entitled bunch of losers. And I want to be clear here. The Boston Celtics are losers. And it's by choice. Because they refuse to do the little things. They refuse to accept the fact that fundamental basketball is what wins championships and not talent. They remind me a lot of the Fab Five at Michigan. All the talent in the world, 5-cent heads. And they only had to get it done on one night, and they couldn't do it. They had 2 cracks at it and couldn't do it. Game 3, Sunday night. I don't know that I'm going to watch because I don't care. That they have got me to the point where I simply don't care about the Boston Celtics anymore. Wake me up when either this team wins the championship or they trade half these losers away. Starting with Jaylen Brown. I'm done with his act. I am done with his act. He better come out and drop 40 on Sunday night because if he doesn't, fuck him. Okay? Just fuck him. And Grant Williams, you should never be allowed to speak again unless you're in a line at the cafeteria for a meal. Would you like some gravy with that, Mr. Williams? Yes, I'd love some. That's it. That's the extent of your fucking conversation. Other than that, shut the fuck up. No one in Celtic Nation wants to hear you say another word, Grant Williams. No one. Okay? You enjoy your weekend. I don't know how you're going to do it. Well, you know what? They're up 6-1 right now. Put on the Red Sox. They're making things interesting because this season is over. Put on the Red Sox. And I'd love to say look forward to the Patriots, but you know Bill Belichick was at Game 1, by the way. And Charles Barkley, for the record, predicted a Celtics win again tonight, Tom. Yeah, Charles Barkley. Ofer. Charles, do me a favor. Start predicting Miami, will you? Give us a break. Give us a fucking break. And Joel, you're not fooling anyone picking the Celtics to win. You're trying to complete the jinx. Because no Philly fan ever wants Boston to win at anything. And you think I'm not on to you. You don't want Boston to win. You're trying to complete the jinx. So if they get swept and you sit there, you think I don't know. Try again, Joel. Because if you really believe Boston's going to win this series, you're even dumber than I gave you credit for when it comes to basketball. You know, you're that dude that in Point Break he goes, you know nothing. In fact, you know less than nothing. If you even knew that you knew nothing, Joel, when it came to basketball, that would be something, except you don't. Because you actually believe the Celtics are going to come back and win this series. That's the line for you. Okay? Enjoy your weekend, boys and girls. Sunday night we will talk 80s movies because I've got friends that want to talk about 80s movies. We had a top 30 list. It was 20, became 30. Honorable mention, all that stuff. But this weekend, if it spice up on your 80s movies. There's a lot of them. If you think about The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller, Porky's, there's a lot of them. Terminator. And you can go around. The 80s had that decade, a lot of good movies. E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, Empire Strikes Back. You go on and on. 80s was loaded with good movies. Come up with the top 10, top 20 list. We're going to talk about that probably a little bit on Sunday night. Until then, you enjoy your weekend, boys and girls. Boston Celtics, eat a dick. Shut the fuck up. Unfinished business. Right. Take the T-shirts off. You're posers. That's all you are. You're frauds. I can't stand you. I detest you. And you're getting what you deserve. And if you do get swept, I will actually enjoy it because you deserve it. Because that's what you get when you disrespect the game. And you guys disrespect the game when you play it the way you play it. And as wearing that uniform, none of you deserve to wear that uniform. None of you right now. So you take that to the bank. Boston Celtics, Joe Mazzulla, Jaylen Brown. Tatum actually shut up tonight. I'm not going to bitch at him. He shut up tonight. But the rest of you, fuck off. Just fuck off with your unfinished business. Fuck off. See you guys on Sunday. I won't be watching that game, by the way.